Hey, welcome back to day 24, the reading of the Psalms. It's my pleasure to be able to read to you this morning. We're going to be reading Psalms 60 through 62. Before we read it, just a little bit of a heads up. David is in a place, all hell's breaking out, coming against him, and this is David's response to that. There's some key words I want you to listen for. Those key words are going to be refuge, strength, shelter, protection. There's some reference to having a new heritage. There's some reference to the word Ephraim and a reference to the word banner, and I'll share some of that. But let me read this to you. It's verse 1 says, "Hear my cry, O God, listen to my prayer. From the ends of the earth I call to you. I call as my heart grows faint. Lead me to the rock that is higher than I." There's that refuge. "For you have been my refuge and my strong tower against the foe. I long to dwell in your tent forever and take refuge in the shelter of your wings. For you, God, have heard my vows. You have given me," there's that word heritage, "over those who fear, of those who fear your name." There we go. "Increase the days of the king's life in the years of many generations. May he be enthroned in God's presence forever. Appoint your love and your faithfulness to protect him. Then I will ever sing your praises of your name and fulfill my vows day after day." That's Psalm 61. Psalm 62 says this. It says, "Truly my soul finds rest in God. My salvation comes from him. Truly he is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress, and I shall never be shaken. As long as how long will you assault me? Would all of you throw me down this leaning wall, this tottering fence? Surely they intend to topple me from my lowly place. They take delight in lies. With their mouths they bless, but their hearts they curse. Yes, my soul will find rest in God. My hope comes from him. Truly, he is the rock of my salvation. He is my fortress, and I will not be shaken. My salvation and my honor depend on God. He is my mighty rock, my mighty refuge. Trust in him at all times, you people. Pour out your hearts to him, for God is our refuge. Surely the lowborn are but of a breath, and the highborn are but of a lie. If weighted on a balance, they are nothing together, but only a breath. Do not trust in exhortation or put vain hope in stolen goods. Though your riches increase, do not set your heart on them. One thing God has spoken, two things that I have heard. Power belongs to you, God, and with you, Lord, is unfailing love. You reward everyone according to what has been done." See, that is Psalms 62. Yep. So a couple of those things, those key words that kind of stick out to me, obviously, David, in another text, the word Ephraim is used, and that word Ephraim is talking about the northern parts of Israel, the head of Israel. And that word head often is tied with the word protection. So we get the helmet of salvation comes from that word Ephraim. And David is saying, you are my head, you are my protector, my Ephraim, right? So that's an encouragement from David saying that part of our new heritage, that word David used, heritage there, is we have a blessing from God, a new heritage, a protection. So David knew he could trust in God, that God was going to protect him. He was going to be a place of solace and of refuge. And so that was kind of cool. That stuck out to me. And another word that's in there is the word banner. And that word banner is often, God is referred to as a rally point. So like a guidon in the military, he's the guy that carries the battalion colors colors or flags, and he's going to go to a rally point when the fight is all hell's breaking loose and things are rough and tough. Soldiers are looking for that guide on or the rally point where there's strength in numbers. And so David is referring to God as a banner waver or a raiser or a rally point in those times. So, and it's interesting that David wouldn't even trust the generals or politics or he would trust in God only. He knew that victory was only going to come if God stepped on the battlefield with him. It wasn't the generals, it wasn't the amount of forces that were with him. So David was really teaching us how to really just lean and trust into God and know that there is a place in God of safety, of refuge, and that's what he was calling out, the God of refuge. And so just be blessed with that. Let that kind of stir into you. Let that be applied to you. Chew on that a little bit, right? Let God just pour into you that you have a new heritage in God, and these are things that you can call out to God: strength, shelter, refuge, protection, new heritage, a banner over you, right? That's what God's saying over you. Let that just be in you. And so just be blessed today with the reading of the Word. Amen.